According to the CDC, 1 in 59 children is diagnosed with autism every year. These children are usually then taught by educational therapists, but 60% of those teachers have said in a 2013 survey that they do not feel equipped to teach children with autism. Most methods used to teach these children involve purely behavioral teaching aids and do not utilize technology other than simply showing pictures to the student. Studies have shown that autistic children are more likely to respond to tactile response as a method of learning and stimulation. My design looks to improve upon that. It began with the idea of the pins that children play with as a child, where you can imprint on one side and the design pushes out on the other. Including that with the fiber optic cables used in many of today's technologies, I think that our design can make a usable design in which we can use texture and color to both teach and help these children learn. In the design below, we can see that a computer would control the motors, which would then push the fiber optic cable up through a hole in a lattice, and an LED would reach from below and display color through that clear fiber optic cable. This would allow the children, of course, through a lattice, as shown in the bottom left corner, to be able to, touch the things that they're trying to learn. They're able to fully understand. For example, if they were learning maps about the United States, they could feel ridges where the Rocky Mountains and where the Appalachian Mountains are. They could feel that instead of as just having to look at it on a map and not fully comprehending it. Two motors would help push the fiber optic cable up, and the LED from the light would both of these functions would be controlled by a computer motherboard. And this would be easily controlled because we already have technologies like this in place. Fiber optic cables are already widely used. Motors this size are used in common RC cars, other various small electronics, and a computer motherboard like this would really only need the functions of a computer display screen, as in displaying colors, X color for X point depending on what image, almost like it does pixels, and a control for the motor, which again was like in RC cars. And this would be set out in a grid, like a lattice in the bottom left, in a self-functional table. So really, this is the children's work table working in this process and able to control everything and display whatever information the teacher uploads to them and create a variable working environment. Now, the criteria that I use to base this on are cost, ease of use, and impact. And as for cost, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because it is materials that have already been used. Fiber optic cables are simply just clear plastic that's bendable, flexible as such. It's not something that we necessarily have to engineer. We just have to put the components that already exist together. The ease of use, I gave it an 8 out of 10 because for the children, it would be very easy to simply look and be able to touch and do all that. And as for impact, I give it an 8 out of 10 because it doesn't really require too much more machining other than a machine that actually puts all of this together. And overall, I gave it an 8 out of 10 due to the fact that it is something that we could put together relatively quickly and relatively easily. Thank you.